Did you know that throughout history, more than 200 documented reports describe encounters with enormous human-like beings? From mysterious skeletal remains to modern-day military encounters, some suggest giants might not just be legends, they could still be alive today. For centuries, cultures worldwide have told tales of giants, towering figures who roamed the earth, shaping myth, legend, and even religion. But what if these weren't mere stories? What if giants are still living among us, hidden in plain sight?
Skeptics dismiss giant sightings as exaggerations, products of imagination, misidentified fossils, or outright hoaxes. Mainstream science rarely entertains the possibility, claiming that no verifiable remains of giant humans exist. Museums don't display them, and universities don't study them. And yet, scattered reports suggest otherwise. Explorers in the 19th century described uncovering skeletons far taller than any known human. Farmers and miners across North America claimed to find giant bones while digging their fields. Even newspaper archives from the late 1800s are filled with headlines about massive skeletons discovered in burial mounds. So why don't we hear about these today? Some believe such discoveries were quietly confiscated or destroyed by powerful institutions determined to preserve a controlled version of history. Could there be a cover-up preventing us from learning the full truth about our past, and perhaps even our present? What makes the mystery even more compelling is how universal giant legends are. No matter where you look, from ancient Europe to the Americas, Africa, and Asia, cultures tell eerily similar stories. In Greek mythology, the Titans were massive beings that ruled before the Olympian gods. In Norse tradition, the Jotun lived in Jotunheim, powerful adversaries of Odin and Thor. These weren't described as minor spirits. They were central figures of creation itself. Crossing into the Americas, we hear stories from the Paiute tribe in Nevada. They spoke of the Te-Ka, a race of red-haired cannibalistic giants. According to legend, after years of conflict, the Paiutes cornered the remaining giants in a cave and set it on fire. Centuries later, guano miners excavating that very cave discovered massive skeletons and strange artifacts, sparking heated debates that continue to this day. In the Bible, the Nephilim are described as the offspring of the sons of God and human women. They were said to be mighty warriors, larger than ordinary men, dominating the land before the Great Flood. Could these be cultural memories of actual encounters with beings far bigger than us? Even in Asia, ancient Chinese texts mention enormous people who lived in remote mountains, while African oral traditions speak of beings so tall they could stride across rivers in a single step. When so many cultures, separated by oceans and centuries, describe the same phenomenon, should we really dismiss them all as coincidence? Or are they all preserving fragments of a forgotten truth?
The most chilling stories, however, don't come from mythology. They come from modern encounters. One of the most widely discussed is the Kandahar Giant incident in 2002. According to multiple alleged eyewitnesses, a U.S. Special Forces team in Afghanistan was tasked with investigating a missing patrol. While searching near remote caves, they were ambushed by a 12 to 15-foot tall humanoid with fiery red hair, pale skin, and a terrifying presence. Armed with a massive spear, it reportedly killed a soldier before the team managed to bring it down with concentrated gunfire. The body, weighing over 1,000 pounds, was said to have been airlifted by a military transport plane. Soldiers who spoke about the event later claimed the creature had double rows of teeth, a feature mentioned in many ancient accounts of giants. But here's where it gets stranger. The incident was never officially acknowledged. No remains were ever made public. Whistleblowers who've come forward risked their careers to tell their stories, yet mainstream media has ignored or ridiculed the claims. If true, this suggests two possibilities, both unsettling. Either giants really do exist and governments are concealing their presence, or the story is part of an elaborate cover to hide something even stranger. But Afghanistan isn't the only place with such stories. Hunters in Alaska, Hikers in the Pacific Northwest and even locals in remote parts of South America have reported seeing enormous humanoid shapes vanish into the wilderness. Could these be survivors of an ancient race, choosing to remain hidden as humanity spreads across the globe? So where does this leave us? On one hand, science insists there is no verified evidence of giant humans. On the other hand, we have thousands of years of myths, dozens of unexplained discoveries, and modern testimonies that refuse to disappear. If even one of these accounts is true, it would rewrite everything we know about human history. Were giants a separate branch of humanity, or something not of this world? Do they walk among us in the past, and do they still? Hidden in mountains, deserts, and forests we rarely explore? The mystery remains unresolved, but perhaps the real question isn't whether giants existed, but why so many forces seem determined to keep the truth buried.
Now, I want to hear from you. Do you believe giants are just legends? Or could some still live among us today? Share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to watch our next video on humanity's most mysterious origins.